Yeah, it's the DMV Mess Hall. Rally cap, Tailgate Ted. Turn it up. This is the DMV Mess Hall. Time to get fed. Sports news served by Riley Captain and Ted. All B&G news, stories and rumors. Season with breaking news, big trades and humor. Tailgate Ted with hot topic and scores. Riley Cap got the answers and so much more. They got all the statistics, all the facts, the inside scoop for me and for you. Riley Cap and Ted, catch them home or away. Go to DMV Mess Hall on YouTube and press play. Yeah, and if you don't know, now you know. YouTube.com, DMVMessHall.com. Turn it up. Grab a drink and a plate and go press play. DMVMessHall.com. Turn it up.
What's going on, Rally? So how many White Castle burgers did you eat when you were out there, man?
Just 8. That's it. Just eight of them. That's all I needed, brother. That's all I needed. And I got to tell you, man, so normally, when I get to a location, I like to leave early, but I couldn't do it because I had to work. So my plane left Dulles at basically 10 o'clock at night, which means that I got there basically 11:50-ish. We're the only plane that's basically at the airport. Okay. So I'd already prearranged my ride share to pick me up, and what I decided to do was obviously make a stop, and so it was from the airport straight to White Castles, and then White Castles to my hotel room, because I knew that I wasn't going back out. It just wasn't going to happen that late at night. So just get it while you're out and go to the room, munch, brush your teeth, and lay your head down. So the driver picks me up, is cool, and he's like, "Oh, we're going to make a stop." And I said, "Yeah." He goes, "White Castles." And I said, "Yeah." He goes, "You like White Castles?" And I said, "I grew up on them." He goes, "Oh, so you're from Detroit?" And I said, "No, I'm from St. Louis." He goes, "St. Louis, Detroit, Washington, D.C.? I don't understand." And I said, "Don't worry about it. Just as long as we can get there, I'm good." So we pull up to White Castle, and obviously because it's now basically 1 o'clock in the morning, that's the only thing that's open. There's like 10 cars in the drive-thru.
Damn.
Yeah. 10 cars in the drive-thru.
And you're probably the only sober passenger in those cars.
And so I said, man, now I don't know if anybody's ever done rideshare, and I don't want to insult anyone's intelligence, but I didn't know that basically you have 5 minutes to the driver can cut you off after that 5 minutes because he's got to make money. I didn't know that. I just thought, hey, it was a stop. It's a stop. So I look at the drive-through line, and then I look inside, and there's like 2 people inside. And I said, "Hey, man, I'm going to go inside." He goes, "Okay, I'll wait for you." And I was like, "Bet." So I go inside, and it's this dude who's all tatted up. I mean, this dude is just a rough-looking character, right? And so he goes, "Oh, I see you got commander's gear on." He goes, you what you doing in this part of town?" And I said, "The same thing you about to do, get something to eat." He's like, "Oh, you got a smart mouth, huh?" I said, "Nah, I mean, I'm just answering the question how you asked it. That's what I'm doing. I'm getting something to eat." He goes, "Nah, man, you Commanders fan." I said, "I'm here for the game tomorrow." He was like, "All right, bet." And I said, "Where you from?" He said, "Texas." So I said, "What part of Texas?" He said, "Oh, man, you don't know nothing about no Texas." I said, "Try me."
You show him the picture of your cowboy boots?
You know what? You got to go there. You got to go there. So, but no, I had on sneakers, by the way. And so he says, I'm from this small little town, and I said, "Well, where is it? What's the name of it?" He goes, "You don't know where it is." And I said, "Well, you haven't said it, so how could I?" So he's like, "Man, you do got a smart mouth." And I said, "Man, it's all good, man. We're both trying to just get something to eat, brother. That's all we're trying to do." So then he told me the little town. I can't remember what it was, and I said, "Oh, that's right outside of Houston." And he goes, "Damn, you do know." And I said, "Well, because I used to live in San Antonio." He goes, "Wait a minute." So this whole story goes on. Mind you, I placed my order, and I get this little alert on my phone you have exceeded your 5 minutes. The driver can leave at any time now. And I said, what the? I was like, so now I'm freaking out because my luggage is in the car.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, my luggage is in the car and the driver can freaking cut me off. I did not know that. So I'm panicking. And anyone who's been to White Castles isn't like Burger King or McDonald's where the food is already just sitting up there. It's made to order. So it takes longer than 5 minutes, along with everybody else who's trying to grab their burgers at 1 o'clock in the morning. So I'm freaking out, and I keep peeping my head outside the window. And but
Making
the
sure
dude
your
with the
car's
tattoos,
still there. Yeah.
yeah, the dude with the tattoos is one of the nicest guys out there. I got to talk to him. He started rapping. It's all good, but and I'm freaking out because I'm like, oh man, I'm going on 10 minutes, Ted.
Oh my
And
gosh. Yeah.
finally they called me, and I said, dude, I appreciate you waiting. I'm gonna give you a good tip through the app. It's all good. He goes, oh man, it's all good. It's all good. And I said, well, I appreciate you waiting because I didn't know you guys had a 5 minute window that you had to work with. And so I gave him, long story short, got to the hotel. I gave him a nice tip, and I indulged in my White Castles probably about 2 in the morning. So I was tired, bro. Then I woke up, and obviously the game was at 12, which was a weird kickoff, but nevertheless, it's preseason. And I was didn't mind that, and the game it was what it was.
I'd rather hear about White Castle in the game, personally. But
Yeah.
now let me tell you, Mrs. Tailgate and I were taking an Uber from
Hmm.
where the in-laws live to the airport in Tampa. But we asked our driver if we could stop to grab some breakfast from Panera. So I put the order in online on the app. So by the time we get there, we can just pick it up and roll out. Less than five
Right.
minutes.
Okay.
They get the order wrong. There's a bunch of stuff in it that shouldn't be in it, and stuff that's not supposed to be there. So kind of like you, we get the message, hey, drive and go. But instead, it got escalated to where Uber called us because we were stopped for so long. They were worried that we were getting carjacked or something was going on. So sirens go off on my cell phone at that point to try and alert us that something's up. They tried calling the driver too, and he actually ran inside. Meanwhile, he stopped because he had to run inside to go to the bathroom. That's kind of one of the other reasons why he said he was cool with it. But yeah, if you stop for a long period of time and it shows that the car is not in motion, it also wonders like, is something going on? Did the car break down? What's up? And it sends you a message. And if you don't reply, it's not a good thing for the driver or for you at that point in time. So note to self, maybe stop at a fast food joint that already has it pre-made. It's just been sitting there for a little bit.
If it's not White Castles, it ain't gonna happen.
Man,
So yeah,
you're making me hungry though. I do wish I don't wish I went to the game because I watched the first half and it was bad. I haven't even watched the second half. I don't want to watch it. I saw that Kaliak Manis did well and some other guys did well, but man, I got
AK,
to see what I
he
wanted
did.
to see. But before we jump into the game, I want to hit something on a high note. So, did you get your season ticket holder present in the mail?
My paperweight, yeah, I got it.
Oh, so I have no idea what it is. So I'm opening mine for the first time right now. So
Oh,
I
well, I've
just
seen
got
everyone else's. I've seen
okay.
everyone else's, and that's the only reason why I know what it is.
So I have no idea what it is. I just got mine over the weekend. So I figured, all right, let's open this and see what in the world it is. Because every year season ticket holders get a present from the team, to recoup some of the thousands of dollars we spend with them. And I think what was it? 2 years ago it was like a gold card of Jayden Daniels, kind of like a
Paperweight.
paper. Yeah, I mean, I don't want to say paperweight, but it was a pretty nice card. Different stuff over the years. So this
Yeah.
year, it's got little Commanders logo on it there, and it says 2026 season ticket member, which is kind of cool. It looks like a book. I'm not reading anything. Oh, it's not too bad. So inside, yeah, pretty much like you're saying, paperweight. If I actually had a desk, I guess I could put this on my desk and go
Hmm.
from there. So it's 2026 and it's got the logo on there. And it's got some pins. Do you remember the days when we used to get paper tickets in the
Yeah.
mail?
Yeah.
And I remember just sitting at home waiting so no one would steal my paper tickets. And I feel like just that anticipation is gone. And I kind of wish that they would go back to that, except, do you remember were you a season ticket holder the one year that they misspelled a couple of players' names wrong and then got some numbers
Yeah.
wrong on it?
Yeah. it's weird that you bring that up because I've been talking to a lot of fans, and they aren't happy with the gifts, and it got to the point where some of the fans said, "You know what? I'm glad Dan Snyder's gone, but he gave better gifts." And I got to thinking about it, and I said, "You know what? He did give better gifts. Whether it was sometimes VIP treatment, sometimes you he gave you stuff money off at the team store. I mean, it was just a bunch of different things that he gave. And I think that what will go a long way with the fan base is whatever it costs to make these gifts and distribute them out to everyone. I think fans would rather have gift cards or from the team store or something that they realistically that they could use versus something that is going to maybe go by the wayside. I
Yeah, because
think that I think that it will go a long way with, like as I said, maybe a team gift card to the store. People are always trying to buy new merch, new gear. So, or even a restaurant. I don't know, but it just seems as though realistically, yes, this is nice, and I'm not going to try to say I'm going to complain. I just think that it will go further with another type of gift. What were you about to say?
yeah, I mean, I don't know what I'm going to do with this. I'm never going to really wear. Actually, you know what? I can wear this pen when I wear my suit on TV or something. But the
Yeah,
part that just, and you guys, if you're hearing this, you'll see it on the YouTube. It's just going to sit on the desk, and I don't actually work in an office, so I don't have a desk to put it on. I mean, kind of same thing with you. I'm looking back here in 2018. What we got from the team was a kind of like a USB charger from back in the day, and then a USB
hmm
stick. Right. So it's just, I see some of the gear that other season ticket holders get from their teams. And I saw one was like a replica of the Raiders Stadium in Vegas. That was kind of cool. I hear you on a gift card because all we're going to do is just go back and spend it. Like, I can't wait to get new
yeah,
Commanders shoes this season because the ones last season were the same as the year before. So I feel
hmm
like we're 2 years behind and my shoes are getting kind of beat up and I need to get a new pair. But it would be nice. Or if even if we got a voucher for a discount, like a one-time use 50% coupon in the store.
yeah,
Don't give me a gift, right? Because I'm sure it may be tough for accounting purposes to hand out all these gift cards, but give me a 50% off coupon that you get to use one time up to $300 in the team store. Right? So you can get a jersey for a buck 50 or something like that. And I'd appreciate that and rock that.
yeah,
And every time I wear it, I would think of being a season ticket holder at that point because that's a
yeah.
perk that I get because everyone gets a discount if you're a season ticket holder. It just depends on what level you are, the percentage of discount you get. And I think we get like 15% lower level.
Low level. Yeah, yeah. So I can even go one further with that, Ted. So obviously, Fanatics makes the jerseys. You can have ST. You can have maybe an ST patch that you can put on your jersey, or even a jersey that they make specially for season ticket holders to have. Not season ticket member on the back of the jersey because you want to put your name on it or whatever you want to put on it, but a patch or something that says season ticket member since this or ST 27 or whatever have you, and it just separates you a little bit more than the average fan.
I like that. I like the patch, kind of like iron-on patch.
Yeah.
When,
Or sew on,
after
iron on.
Sean
Yeah.
passed,
hmm
everyone had those 21 patches that kind of put those black patches on their jerseys. Right.
Yeah.
I was bitter when I got my World Cup kit that it didn't have the World Cup armband on there, and you have to get an aftermarket from Adidas and go from there. I definitely would be down to put that on my jersey. The only problem is you and I are season ticket holders forever. So the entire thing would have like numbers on them from every single year. So that might get obnoxious after a while. Like you remember see those old school jerseys where it's like the Washington Legends and it's got like 17, 28, 81,
Yeah.
44. So like all the
Yeah.
different numbers on there. I feel like after a while that's what it would look like if it just kept putting all those
No, no.
patches
This
on.
this would just be an ST, some type of emblem of some sort, and ST obviously season ticket, whole STH or whatever you want to call it, and the year that they came out with that particular patch. it wouldn't be something every year. That's just for that next year
Okay.
that I'm thinking about. And then the next year you come up with maybe a gift card, not a gift card, but like you said, a voucher of some sort. I mean, because ultimately, as you said, we're just going to put that money right back into the into
Oh yeah.
the commander's economy. So, it's a win-win.
Speaking of Fanatics and doing that, did you see the new Disney collab that Fanatics came out with?
Yeah. With Pixar Ham, I like that.
So yeah, I'm rocking it right now. So we got Ham on here. So I actually didn't know that's what the dude's name was. All I can think of was the
Pepper Pig.
well, no, the voice of the guy, because it's the guy that was in Cheers. Like that's all I can
Norm.
think of. One, yeah, there you go, Norm from
Is
Cheers.
it Norm?
I no, it's not Norm, it's the other guy. I think it was the mailman guy from Cheers.
I don't remember his name,
Yeah,
but okay, yeah.
regardless. But that's all I
Yeah.
can think of is just hearing his voice in the background. Then it made me want to go look up all the different characters for the teams and kind of which one. No, don't get me wrong. I love the one that we are. It makes sense. We're the freaking hogs. So obviously we got Ham on here, which is what I'm hoping our defense does to the Eagles when we see them in week one. But did you see all the different characters you can get?
Yeah. I mean, what was it? Captain America, Chewbacca, Darth Vader, and forgive me, I don't know all the matches that go along with that, but
Yeah.
uh, they're pretty good. I like them.
Yeah, so the Raiders have Darth Vader, which makes sense. I mean, their stadium, people nickname it the Death Star or the Roomba.
The black hole, yeah.
Yeah. Then you've got
Death Star, isn't it AT&T?
I thought people called Death Star Allegiant, but
Okay.
that might just be me. You got Wreck-It Ralph for the Giants, which I don't get. Doctor Doom is the Eagles guy. So I
Hmm.
thought it was kind of cool how they came out with these collabs. I remember before, yeah, the Packers is Chewbacca. So I don't know
Huh.
how they got Chewbacca.
Chewbacca.
I mean, the Vikings have Thor, which makes
I can
a
see.
ton of
Oh,
sense.
heck yeah. Heck yeah. The amble.
The Falcons got the Millennium Falcon from Star Wars. So, okay, I get it. It's not that much of a stretch. So, but I think it's kind of cool that they came out with this stuff. I was wondering, do they have a jersey with ham on it that I can get for the boat party? Because I don't know about you, I've been getting some more messages and actually some people asking, are there any more tickets left?
No, there aren't any more tickets. I tried to tell everyone that this thing would sell out, and I know you got a lot of Lucy latecomers who are trying, but uh, it's sold out.
That's a bummer. That's a bummer. Maybe it'd be crazy if you start seeing these things on StubHub aftermarket, people trying to sell them after the fact. But speaking of London, there have been some people. So we do have a London chat
Hmm.
that if you guys want to be added to it, just send us a message and we can send you the link. We're trying to keep all the bots out of it. But there's some people asking, when's the team going to make an announcement on everything? When's all the fan stuff going to get announced? And we've said it on the chat. For those of you that aren't in it, the rally is going to be on Saturday. We talked about it on the show. The time and the location is not able to be talked about right now. People are just
Yeah.
asking, I want to book tours when I'm in London. I want to do this. I want to do that. What day should I book the tour? Because a lot of people got caught off guard when we played in Spain. The rally
Hmm.
was on Friday, you included.
Hint, hence me. That's right. The rally
So
captain.
missed
You
the
know?
rally. So
Yeah.
yeah, you took a train to Barcelona that morning, so you weren't there. So the rally is going to be on Saturday. Time is
Hmm.
not TB. It just can't be announced yet, people, and location cannot be announced yet. So if you're trying to plan, just plan that it's going to be Saturday, and that it's
Yeah.
probably going to take up a decent amount of your day. And I know
Definitely.
that you and the team have been working on making sure it is a location a lot bigger than we went to last time when we were
Yeah.
in London. I mean, that thing was tiny. Just know, guys, get there early. Guys and gals, get there early. And on Friday, some people are trying to organize something. So I found a spot that might be able to hold us for a big meetup for those that are not going on the boat. And those of us that are going on the boat, we'll go have a couple cocktails there before we go jump on the boat with Rally and everybody else. And if you guys want that info, just, ask to join the London chat and we can shoot that out to you. And as it gets closer, we'll put something out as well on
Yeah,
socials.
definitely. And to piggyback on what you said about the rally, obviously we know that on average rallies are afternoonish evening time. So without, and I don't even know the time. So I don't want people to say, well, give me a time more. I don't know the time, but I can just tell you that on average, they're in the afternoon toward the evening. So that gives you a nice swath of time to figure out, all right, well, you know what? I won't do anything hypothetically up in from 1 till 7.
Yeah.
I think that's a good ballpark to try to figure things out. So if you want to do something, get it done early in the morning and make sure that you're probably clear by 1, I would assume.
Shoot, I'd
And
say earlier than that because
yeah,
people
I
line
mean,
up. Yeah, no,
yeah,
I hear you.
this is true. This is true. I'm just thinking about just a big enough time frame to where people can plan something if they wanted to.
Yeah.
But as Ted said, we're the home team, which means that we have carte blanche on everything. So like you, I will be in line very early, and I don't know what early means until
You
obviously
ain't
they come.
waiting in line. You're the rally captain, man. You just walk right past everybody. You're already being there before it's even open.
Man, see, you had the doggone. I was gonna be and mingle with the people, man.
Okay, you
The
can mingle, but ain't no one stopping you from getting in. I mean, the rest of us got to make sure that we got to, we don't have a VIP pass to walk on through. Because I do know a lot of fans get concerned about that. Because when we were in
hmm
Spain, it was one in, one out, one in, one out. And I want to say it was at capacity within the first hour. And that place was multiple levels and had an outdoor spot that could take so many more people. So
hmm
I do know that some of the fan base are kind of worried and freaked out about it. Some have family members that want to go on tours and do different stuff that day.
Yeah,
I'm just basically telling Mrs. T, hey, Saturday and
keep it
Sunday,
open.
Commanders days. Friday night, Commander stuff. The week following, where I think we're going to go to Portugal, we got no football, nothing going on other than somehow you and I are going to record a podcast. We'll figure that out. But other than that, yeah, whatever you want to do. But those 3 days is dedicated to the burgundy and gold.
I feel you on that, man. And I got to tell you, once again, guys, we're talking about getting to the rally early. Make sure that for those of you that have bought tickets for the Jersey Party cruise, that you are early as well, because the boat leaves at 8 o'clock.
Yeah.
And the last thing we're going to do is wait for somebody who's running up to the dock. It ain't happening. So you paid your money. You want to have a good time, cut whatever off early that you're going to be at so that you can make it to the boat on time and get checked in to get your drink tokens, because man, we're going to have a great time, Ted. I mean, I just want you guys to think about something. Where have you been on a boat with about 500 people all rocking Commanders gear, having a good time, besides a rally? I can't say I've ever been
I
on a
can't
boat.
say I have, but I'm almost positive they did a Redskins cruise at one point in time back in the day. I don't remember. Actually,
That
they
got canceled.
definitely
That
it
got
got
canceled.
canceled.
They wanted to do it. Yes. Joey. Remember Joey, the lead took
Joey
over his
Kobe
position.
Begovic.
Kobe Bekovich, yeah.
Yeah.
They were planning on doing it, and the rooms were just outrageous. I mean, I couldn't believe how expensive it cost. And so people were saying, well, wait a minute, if I go on this tour with you guys, and let's just say hypothetically, I don't remember what it was, but let's just say it's $8,000, right? I want to know the boat's name and the ports, and I'll just book it myself for a
Yeah.
thousand. And so once that started happening, they canceled it.
That's crazy. I
Yeah,
remember
they
them.
tried
Well,
they
it was
they
too
tried to do
expensive.
it. Yeah, it really was.
It was definitely too expensive. And I'm looking here. This is back in 2019. Yeah, they tried to do something. I don't think that actually happened out. Apparently, there was a 1991 football champions cruise with Mark Rippon, Gary Clark, Chip Lowmiller. But this is just around the Potomac River. Right?
hmm
This is just a city cruise on the Potomac, which actually looks like a ton of fun. And you can book it. I don't know if it's actually, let's see here, August 2nd, that already happened, and October 25th. But the answer to your question is never. And I'd love to do that. And I cannot wait to do that. And also, I'm not stuck on this boat for several days. So we can get off of that thing later on at midnight and then go drink some more beers at a pub someplace.
That's right, brother. Yeah, I can't wait, man. It's going to be iconic, and I think that this is something that when we have another event somewhere else, that we'll look at doing something similar because this, for everybody that's going to miss it, you're really going to miss a good time.
So I'm looking right now, the Commanders Ham Disney stuff, it looks like a bunch of it's sold out. So if I'm the only one on the boat rocking this, does this count as a jersey for the little competition or
Well, anybody can enter.
all
You're
right.
judged among your peers.
Oh,
So
I'm screwed then.
I,
I'm definitely screwed then.
I'm not a judge. The only thing that I am doing is I'm holding my hand Apollo style over their head and letting the crowd cheer on who is the best dressed or the worst or whatever you want to look at it to win the 150.
After all the social media backlash I got this past weekend, I got no one voting for my ass. So it's
Uh-oh, wait a minute. What happened? See, you didn't talk about this.
not it the game, bruh.
Oh,
I'm
okay.
I'm at the beach and I'm hanging out. We've got some guests in town and they all went out. Like Jayden's supposed to play. Nikki Javala put out a list of the
Mm-hmm.
players that were not going to play, and Jaden's name wasn't on there. So now I'm going to pay attention to the game.
Mm-hmm.
So, what did you think when you're there? Did any Lions fans give you a hard time from the divisional game after the last time we were there and we sent them home packing and crying? And B, what did you think when you saw Jayden actually come in to the game?
So because this is preseason, I think that this game didn't really mean much to them. Although at some point in this at time during the game, it got really loud. And I made a video and I said, you know what? That's what I love about Detroit. Even though this is a preseason game, this they're treating it like it's a regular season game. But to answer your question, no one gave me any backlash. I heard a couple of people boo, but you'd expect that.
Yeah, that's
Even
anywhere you go.
but not like how it was in 24. In 24, they were talking cash trash, bro. I mean, you remember? I mean, they it was like they wanted to fight almost before the game until we silenced them. And so I made a video about, and I said, man, I'm hearing that Jayden's supposed to play, but I have looked high and low, and I don't see him. Normally, he's out a little earlier during the game in like a little short and shirt, kind of throwing the ball around, kicking the ball, doing whatever have you. And I didn't see that. And so I said, wow, they said he was going to be out, but I mean, I looked high and low, didn't see him. And then all of a sudden, I saw this figure run out, and I said, "Oh, there's JD5 right there." And I had field passes, so he basically was right there next to me throwing the ball. And I was like, "All right, bet that's my quarterback right there. That's my QB1." So um, I was happy to see it.
So, were you still happy to see it after the three and out that he went through? What he was 0 for 1, lost 10 yards, and then threw a ball into the dirt.
So w- after that happened, I said to myself, "I'll understand if they don't put him back in," which they didn't. But Ted, man, I everyone's gonna say, "Oh well, they didn't scheme up for anything. This is vanilla." Well, I don't, and this is just me personally. All right. Once again, I don't care if it is vanilla. The fact of the matter is this: if we're running a base offense, just a base offense, and there's no scheme, but your job is to block the man in front of you, and that's what your job is. They failed.
Yeah.
They failed, and let's just be honest. They know they failed. The coach knows they failed. Everyone saw it, knows that they failed because there's no scheme, there's no this, there's no that. But your job is to block the man in front of you and hold your block until the play gets off. They blew right past it, and I said, "Oh my gosh, okay." And so on the way home, I just happened to be on the same plane with B. Mitch, Logan Paulson, Brian. I can't think of his last name.
Coburn,
Um,
I think.
the reporter Brian,
Yeah.
and several other commanders, staff, and I said, gentlemen, man, and there's also a young lady, I can't think of her name. I've never seen her before. First time I've ever seen her, and I said, gentleman, lady, I said, man, what's going on? And Logan tried to tell me, hey, it's just preseason, nobody's scheming for anything. And I said, yeah, Logan, but at the same time, mano a mano, which is what you're going to be faced with, you got to be able to block them. And he goes, yeah, but it's preseason and you can't look at it that way. So on one aspect, Ted, I hear what he's saying, and I'm not trying to be a worry wart. I'm really not, because I know that they are going to have double teams and they're going to have different schemes and different looks and whatever have you. But even though you have the different looks, the different schemes, the different plays, whatever have you, it goes back to the principle of your man that's in front of you, you've got to be able to block them.
Yeah.
And if you can't block them, no matter at the fundamental level, no matter what play you've called, it's going to get blown up. And we saw that. So on one aspect, of course, I didn't like it, but I was saying to myself, well, this is why they need to play more. Because once again, and it goes back to what I've always said, and I'm going to continue to say it, when you're playing against your buddy, there's only so much energy or madness that your friend is going to inflict on you, or punishment that your friend is going to inflict on you. Whereas I saw Detroit, they didn't care. They didn't care that it was a preseason game. They fired off on all fours and got to the quarterback.
And they
And
didn't
that's
have a bunch of their starters playing. So people saying,
exactly.
well, their starters weren't going in either, right? And I'm watching the all 22 review of Jayden's 3 plays, right? One was a draw, so I wouldn't even call that, one of his plays. But the issue I have is you're going to dress the kid, and he only takes 3 snaps. And then a bunch of people are going back and forth because I'm online, I'm on X, just annoyed.
Mm,
Annoyed
mm,
that he's even playing at that point and he's only going to get 3 snaps. What's the point of putting him out there if he's going to get 3 snaps? So saying don't dress him at all. 3 plays tells you absolutely nothing. And in my opinion, it created more questions than answers. If he's
yeah.
going to play, then let him get enough reps to actually evaluate something, or keep your franchise quarterback in street clothes and eliminate the unnecessary risk. Because Julian Good-Jones needs to change his name and either put not so in front of good or just take good out of his name, because that dude is trash. I'm sorry,
Mm.
but he ain't good at all. He got just blown up and beat and put on skates. You know those wheelies kids wear around?
Yeah.
I think he might have some on the bottom of his cleats, man, because he
Damn.
just got pushed straight back at that
Well,
point.
I can't say that the man is no good because I haven't played professional football. So I can say
You
that he
do a
didn't.
better job.
No, no, I'm not gonna say that either, brother. I'm gonna be realistic here. I'm gonna say that um, this particular game, he didn't show his best side. How about that? He didn't show his
This
best side.
game, the game
He didn't.
prior to that, the
He
game
didn't. He
prior to
didn't.
that.
He didn't show his best, and so because of that, because I cannot knock a person on something that I've never done, because I wouldn't be any better. So I'm gonna just let that go and just say that, hey, it may not be his position because it didn't look good,
And
and that's
that's the problem. If it's
yeah,
not his position. So you mean, and this is the issue I've got right now. We have a lot of time before week 1 against Philly,
yeah,
but Nick Allegretti is still hurt. We're recording this. It's Tuesday the 25th. He was supposed to be back. He's not back. He has practiced a half of a practice all of training camp. So your option is Julian Good-Jones, who is not a starting center in the NFL. He's a backup, and he's barely a backup to the point of I think he got his ass demoted after this game. And then you have Matt Golban, who actually played some snaps at guard this past week instead of center. And oh, by the way, Matt's pass blocking grade was a 34, and he still did better than Julian Good-Jones.
mm,
So, in my opinion, the second most important position on your offensive line, which is center, because He's calling the blitz pickups and protection and adjustments for the rest of the linemen at the line, on top of snapping the ball, on top of being the shortest distance to your quarterback, knowing that you want to have Jayden run under center this year more so because last year he didn't. And your game plan for Nick Allegretti is he's going to be healthy. And I did some research. Only 3 centers have actually played a full 17 games in the past 3 years, meaning pretty much everybody has missed at least 1 game.
The odds aren't there for you in your favor. Yeah, I agree. Yeah.
You've got depth at other positions. You had depth at tackle with Coleman. You got Connerly. You got Wiley there. You got depth at guard with Chris Paul, Coleman being able to jump in there. You had no depth at center. And that's just what makes me so pissed off right now about Adam Peters and the fact that, okay, well, what are you going to do week 1 if Julian Good-Jones is your starting center going up against that Philly defense? And he has no reps with Jayden. So now you actually have a chance to get reps with him. And the kid, he plays 3 plays. And this is actually DQ talking about Jayden in that one series.
So, Coach, just the way the game started offensively, was there any thoughts of maybe having Jayden come out for a second series?
No, going into it, I knew this was, if it was going to be 10 plays or 3 plays, that's how we were going to do it, same thing defensively. So I just kind of stuck to the game plan of what we had. Fortunately, like he's throwing an excellent camp. And so I've been pleased with what I've seen from him. It's important to get these looks, but I wanted to, like if I set a plan up, I was going to stick to it.
To me, that is just being stubborn, right? If it's a 3-play drive, well, I was only going to play 1 drive, so he's not going to play anymore. To me, it should have been a number of snaps to a degree. I don't think he actually wants to say the truth. I think DQ saw how bad it was with not so good Jones on his wheelies, just getting pushed back into Jayden. And next thing you know, they don't want to put him out there anymore. But yet, what did you think was going to happen when you knew Allegretti wasn't going to play?
I think at that moment that they probably should have been scouring the UFL, scouring, Canadian Football League, whoever have you. And Ted, here's the thing. Obviously, they aren't telling us, but we know that they're searching because they said, for the most part, that they're looking for a center. Maybe they're hoping that when teams have to make those cuts, that one will squeak out somewhere. So
that's exactly what's going to happen. Come Sunday, everyone's got to get down to 53, and they're going to pick up a center from somebody else come Sunday. But, this is actually DQ talking about the work that they have to do at that position.
So we got work to do to figure out, where we want to get to in center.
But back to what you said, having talent, listen to this one. Tell me if you believe it.
You said after the game you felt like you had some work to do to kind of figure out what you guys want to be at center. Do you feel like you have the talent you need there on the roster currently?
We do, but we still have work to do there, Nikki, honestly. And so I want to see where Matt is, get him some more snaps. He played a little bit of guard this week, and we worked him some there in the game. I'm sure you saw that. And we'll work him back to exclusively, at center into this game, in this practice this week. We're still working with Nick. He's not there yet, coming back from his injury. But between the 3 of them, we're still in the process of evaluating, what's the best way for us to go. So that'd be one of the spots that I'm still digging in on and still looking.
He said, we do? We do what?
Well, wait a minute. The way he answered the question, he didn't lie. He said, we have talent. Every team has talent, but I think if it was, do you have your number 1 talent? Then no, we don't have that. But as we all know, somebody's going to be forced into being that number 1 talent. So who's going to be the person that can do it? That's going to be the biggest question. And so he's answering it the way he needs to answer it, being politically correct, if you will. Because he's not going to throw somebody underneath the bus, because then they're going to be like, what? You don't think I'm good enough? So
Well,
You know
the
the
fact
deal.
of the matter is they're not good enough. Right? It's just Julian Good, not so good Jones is not good enough. And you talk about scheming, right? I'm going back and I'm looking at this play where Jayden got sacked, and the design of the play that David Blau calls, Jayden looks like he changes it. They go under center. They're in 12 personnel. Jayden's changing something at the line of scrimmage. And you've got John Bates in there and you got Chig in there all of a sudden coming up, listening. It's a bootleg. Chig is trying to block and Bates is trying to block at that point. And they both get blown up. I don't know what Blau was trying to do here. And that was not vanilla, whatever it was. And I don't know if Jayden changed to that play at that point. So I don't want to blame it on Blau. It could be Jayden that did it. But to me, the fact of the matter is, with offensive line, chemistry is a big thing, right? You got to know the guy beside you left and your right. You've got good chemistry with him. So when they do this, you know that this is going to happen. Your best option is Allegretti comes back because he's not practicing against the Ravens in the joint practice this week. He's not going to play in the preseason game. So Allegretti will have missed all of training camp because training camp is done after this weekend. Actually, I think today was the last day of training camp.
Yeah.
So your best bet is Jayden will have had a half of a practice with his starting center going into week 1 through training camp. Your other best bet is you get a guy that just got cut by another team to come in and fill the spot because Allegretti's not ready yet. Because you let go of Tyler Biadasz for no reason at all. You didn't have to let him go. He wasn't breaking the bank. You just didn't want to sign him and keep him here. You created a problem where there wasn't one.
Yeah, but at the same time, toward the end, he wasn't looking that well either. But I'm going to go back to, I believe that the present center, providing that he gets the reps that he needs, he can get better. When you just throw somebody out there, and yes, this is NFL, and he's getting paid the salary of an NFL professional player. But when you throw somebody out there who hasn't had that many snaps, he doesn't know real time game speed, and it goes. I just think that joint practices and going against your buddies gives you a false sense of security. I'm going to always say it, and that's what I was going to say before. It's a false sense of security. And I don't doubt that Jayden is having a good camp. The kid is a phenomenal kid. But we saw game speed is different than practice speed. And those guys on the snap were there. So the only way that you can do that is he's got to go to Baltimore and say, look, man, I need you guys to go balls out. And I need you to give me a workout. And here's the other thing. Once again, even though they're in joint practices, they can't touch the quarterback, which also gives you a sense of false security. We saw what happened, and basically my man said, in a real game, what would he have done? Would he have thrown the ball away? Would he have taken a sack? Well, it showed. Game speed is totally different. When somebody's on the other side who's getting paid to try to make a team, make a name for himself, we saw it. So now we've got to sharpen our iron and go back to the drawing board and really get on our first teamers or who's ever going against the ones and say, no, I really need you guys to go all out. I need you guys to go all out. I really do, because we talked about it, Ted. Hey man, I'm gonna elbow you a little bit and give you the nudge. Don't go too hard,
Yeah,
So,
I think I wish it was that easy. The problem is there's a lack of talent once you get to your second teamers and your third teamers, obviously, right? Not everyone's going to be
agreed.
Terry and Diggs, right? Once you
Yeah.
get past Terry and Diggs, then okay, you got Burks, you got Luke, you got Jalen, you got Jefferson, right? They can't hold a candle to Terry and Diggs. The gap between Chris Paul and Brandon Coleman, it's not gigantic. It's not a massive gap. Right?
Mm-hmm.
The gap between Allegretti and not so good or Golban is freaking massive. That's the problem that really concerns me. And oh, by the way, injuries are stacking up. Bill, lower body injury right now. So he's not going to practice this week against the Ravens. Ben Sennett got hurt against the Lions. Right. Nikki Javala put this tweet out. She's been keeping track of everything. Marcus Mariota got the MCL. Rashad White, hamstring. He was back at practice today, just doing individual stuff. Jeremy McNichols, quad. Jerome Ford, they put him on IR. River Craycraft on IR. Tunsil out with his tricep, obviously. Allegretti, calf. Tim Settle, calf. Johnny Newton, pec. Had to get surgery. Dietrich Wise is on pup. Adafe Owe, calf. $100 million dude we just signed, right? Le'Veon Chason, knee. Jordan McGee, shoulder. Trey Amos, ankle. We're not even in week 1, and we got all these injuries, and everything is mounting up. How concerned are you about that?
I'd say out of 1 out of 10, a 2, because the injuries that are there aren't season injuries like Tunsil. They're naggers, and if I got a nagging injury with my starting guys, I'm not gonna play them, but I have to also put them on the injured list. But they're in the grand scheme of things, they're not 10 out of 10 type of injuries. They're 2 out of 10. It's like okay, a good example, my hip replacement that I had. I still have pain, but I'm at a 90%, if you will. I'm not at 100%. I'll go 89 to 90%. But if I had to do something, I could. Would I want to? No. So I just think that people need to just slow down a little bit, because these injuries aren't career-ending injuries. And yeah, if I was Bill, coach, no, man, I got a little lower body pain here. All right, well, we're gonna sit you out, because I've seen you run the ball. I've seen you be able to do this. The other guys that you mentioned, it's minor, but at the same time, why put myself out there to re-aggravate it when my goal is to have you ready for week 1, when I know that you can play on the defensive side of the ball. I know you can, so I'm not worried about it. 2 out of 5, 2 out of 10, if you will. That's how I feel about it. Now, it sounds like you obviously are worried about it, so spit your truth.
Before I spit mine, just listen to DQ's voice right here.
What's the level of concern for guys like Owe and Trey being ready for the regular season?
Yeah, I'd say I'll have a better answer for that into next week, John, as we get ready for those practices. We're fortunate that we have that space in between. They're both working hard and making progress, but I don't know if I'd have a number to gauge it just yet. And so that would be kind of my time that I'll have a better sense.
I'm going to play that one more time and just listen to the sigh and the pause in this man's voice.
What's the level of concern for guys like Owe and Trey being ready for the regular season?
Yeah, I'd say I'll have a better answer for that into next week, John, as we get ready for those practices.
He is beat down. These injuries are taking a toll on him, and he's not the one that's banged up.
He is, but at the same time, he has to be that way, Ted. He has to.
I need my coach to have a poker face, bro. I need him, because if I am Philly, I am using that clip like they're a wounded animal. All right, we can just smother them out right now. Right. And if I am other players on this team, if I'm always backup on the depth chart, I don't want my coach giving that sigh and just that type of body language. If you watch the video, right, I want him to have faith in me. Okay.
So what would you have said then? What would you have said? Coach Ted, talk about the injuries.
Yeah, I definitely have some concern, but we built a good roster, so we've got depth on here. I'd be lying my ass off saying that, right? Because I don't believe it. I don't believe that they've got a lot of depth at this point. Defensive line was an issue last year. It was a big issue, and you bring in an Adafe Owe, pay him $100 million on what you expect him to do, not what he did prior, and he's got a calf. The problem with calves is sometimes they can lead to an Achilles. So you definitely want to make sure that he's good there. But Week 1 should be the healthiest you're going to be all season
Mm-hmm.
because you're going to get banged up until your bye week. And oh, by the way, your bye week, okay, what? You go to the Bahamas, you're still not going to be back to 100%. So I'm a 7 out of 10. I'm not a 2 out of 10. I'm definitely a 7 out of 10 right now because of the positions of the players that are hurt. Because
Okay.
at center, I I kind of wish I was back to my 200 plus pound days so I could line up and show not so good how you're supposed to block. Right.
Dang. Okay. Wow. Oh, Ted, really? You put it out there, but that's pretty thick, bro. See, at least I'm gonna tell you I can't do it, and I'm not gonna. I can say things, but I'm not gonna bash them that bad, bro. But
I
okay.
poorly played tackle in high school. I
He
was not
said
very good.
poorly.
Yeah, I
He said
poorly played
poorly.
tackle in high school. I am concerned. And to me, I think there's that quote, failure to plan is planning to fail.
Yeah.
To me, Adam Peters, this is a strike against him. He did not plan for what will happen or could happen if you lose Allegretti.
Hmm.
And
Well, I tell you what's going to be very interesting is week 1 on Fridays with the Junks, since he agreed to that. He may not be able to keep his because they're gonna hammer him, and the callers are gonna hammer him if this comes to
oh, he
fruition.
ain't taking phone calls, but yeah. There's no way. And it'll be after the Eagles game. So for those that don't know what we're talking about, the sports junkies, icons in radio here in the DC area, they've been on for 30 years. They made a big announcement today that after week 1, every Friday morning at 8 a.m., Adam Peters is going to be joining them. So I cannot wait because you had JP with the junk saying, can we ask him about the Trevor Lawrence pick and other picks and like stuff like that? I want to ask him, why did you let go with Tyler? Why did you think that all these other guys, depth wise, specifically at center, were going to be good enough? I don't understand. I'd love to hear his answer because, as far as I'm concerned, Peters right now, major failing grade for me right now.
Okay.
You're going to
All
hit on
right.
Jayden Daniels, but Ben Sennett hasn't done anything, right? The other draft picks he has brought here have not amounted to a ton. And I know there are some fans that are getting on Sonny Styles for his lack of pop in the preseason, his lack of, I guess, just sports center worthy plays. That I'm not worried about. That I feel like he's going to be okay. Just like you said, game speed versus practice speed is different. Playing middle linebacker, coming out of college and starting middle linebacker, knowing you're going to wear the green dot, the kid, he's just going to have to work into it. I
Is
just
he
got to.
wearing the green dot though?
So there is a clip.
I don't think he is.
There's a clip that I did not cut up because I didn't think it was that interesting. But DQ said that it's going to be Luvu and it's going to be Sonny Styles wearing the green dot.
Ooh. Okay.
So they're going to be alternating wearing that green dot because there might be some spots where Luvu's not in and Sonny's
Okay.
not in, and vice
I
versa.
can see
So
that. I can
yeah,
see that.
and
Speaking of Luvu, he wore the rally chain.
yeah, I
So
saw that, man.
gotta give him a round of applause for put on the rally chain, and Chenault Leo did. He put on as well. So, hey, I was like, all right, bet.
I might need Leo to focus more on tackling than wearing rally chains. So it just,
Hey, you got to start somewhere, brother. And that's a start. It's training camp.
I haven't seen a ton from Chanel that makes me say, oh yeah, I'm glad that we brought him in here. And I get it, it's preseason, but he's been in there with Sonny. In some of the spots, he just seems out of position. And I'm seeing guys pop. But how surprised were you that they just cut Will Harris today?
I'm always surprised when I see a guy gets cut because I don't know much about him. Um, I really don't. I mean, was he a standout in camp? Why do you think they cut him?
I think it's because Quan Martin's actually doing really well. But
Okay.
Will Harris has been playing in the league since 2019. And, you have a vet like that coming in, but I was kind of shocked. But I almost wonder they gave Diggs number 3 to wear during that Lions game. Did you notice that he was wearing 3? Were you looking for 18 out there? Or
I didn't see any of them because obviously there were only 3 plays. I missed them all. I
Yeah,
saw him warming up, but that's about it.
I don't remember if Diggs played or not in the game, but I'm sure yeah, he did. But Jayden threw a pass that he basically
No,
dumped it just to
it was
save his
blown
life.
up. Yeah,
Yeah.
it was blown up from the get go. So now that it wasn't good.
My guess is Diggs is going to wear 3 instead of all the drama with him wearing 7, especially now that Will Harris is gone, the numbers available. Because did you see 18 Tyler Owens when he came on that blitz, just lit that running back up, just trucked him and ran
Oh
him right
yeah,
over.
oh yeah, he
Man,
trucked him.
that was nice to see. So we got the joint practice this week. Tomorrow, by the time you listen to this, the practice will already be going on. What are you hoping comes out of that
The joint practice.
with the
I really
Ravens?
hope that I really hope that they get the looks that they need, and they can truly tell these guys that the coach is talking to his guys. The coach is talking to Baltimore and telling his defensive coordinator, "Hey, man, I need you guys to go hard for me. I mean, obviously we don't see each other this year, so, but except for this game, but in this practice, go hard so my guys can get a truly good look, so I can truly assess what we got going on." Um, that's what I hope, and I know that they talk behind closed doors. It's just a matter of truly being able to assess what's out there, and I really don't think that they have a good look of what they have.
So I want to see Matt Golden get all the snaps with Jayden because we already know that Allegretti is not going to be practicing against the
Hmm.
Ravens. I have seen more than enough from not so good. And Golden has not had a chance to actually take a snap with Jayden. So
That we know of.
no, he hasn't. He
Okay.
hasn't at all. The
You,
beat
you
reporters
don't.
that are out there, he has
Okay.
not taken one. It's all been Julian Good-Jones to
Mhm.
this point. And
Was it-
Goldman was out there in the game and he was playing guard and not center this past week.
Well, maybe they feel that even though he's there, that not so good as you call him is the better option.
I
Because
think they
obviously
good.
they see more than what we do.
I think that they had him playing guard because they wanted because you can only make so many people on your 53 active on game day. So they wanted to see him also play a different position. He can play center and he can play guard. Or can he not play guard? Because right now, not so good, can't play center or guard. Maybe he can refill the Gatorade or something. I don't know.
Oh,
But
you a rough cookie, boy. Oh,
dude should not be on a roster. And if it
wait a
wasn't for
minute.
Alec,
Wait a
not on our
minute. So,
roster.
okay. So now, should Sam Hartman be on our roster then?
No, he should not
Oh,
be. And
okay.
they are fooling themselves at this point
Eh,
if they're trying to be like, because DQ was alternating. For those who didn't watch the game, you saved yourself 4 hours. DQ was alternating Sam Hartman and Kaliak Manis every other series because
Mm-hmm.
Hartman was in there thinking, why? Why are you wasting our time with Sam Hartman? Other than the women that want to see him just like fling his hair back and forth. You can't see it because he's got a helmet on. But we know that that man should not be on this roster. You told us everything we needed to last year when you picked up Jeff Driscoll off the street when Hartman had been in your quarterback room. We've talked about it time and again on the podcast. Hartman is not making this 53. There is no way that he should be on this roster, especially with all the other spots that you need to keep, especially because you need another center. You've got these running backs that you don't want to let go and all this other stuff. So it came to the point of I didn't want to see Kaliak Manis anymore because I was hoping they could stash him. We talked about this on last week's pod. After what
Mm-hmm.
he's done, yeah, I don't think you can stash that kid. On top of the
No.
fact that Mariota has an MCL sprain. So you're going to probably have to bring in a veteran QB if Mariota is not ready come week 1 or still a little bit banged up, just because you can't have Kaliak Manis be all of a sudden one hit away from starting, on top of the fact that you've got garbage in front of him trying to block. So I don't know, I've got some major concerns with some of the depth that we have on this team.
Keeps you up at night, I hear.
It does, man. It does.
I
But
can
what
hear it, bro.
I want to see Julian Good-Jones. And keep in mind, those that don't know a lot about him, and I wouldn't expect you guys to, right? He was a late round developmental grade, 6th round pick, 209th overall. He was projected to be a late round fifth round pick. And Todd McShay had him overall pick number 294. He got pick number 209. And you can get centers that late in the draft. Don't get me wrong. But when your entire franchise hinges on 5 and you have a rookie center in front of him, I get that you had a rookie tackle on the end with Brandon Coleman, the NFC Championship year, 2024. You can mask a lot of stuff on that side, putting a tight end over there, putting him in a bootleg, having a running back chip. But and we saw it, you got a center on wheelies that just gets pushed right back, or a guy does a stunt, and next thing you know, someone's right in Jayden's face. That's just a quick way to get that man hurt again. And that's what bothers me so much when you know your entire game plan this season talked about him being under center, because he was only under center 32 times the past 2 years.
Well, I'm going to be optimistic. I'm going to stay optimistic, and my fingers are crossed, bro. And I know that you're on more the realistic side than I am, but my fingers are crossed because my grandfather used to tell me, he would call me Stevie. He said, Stevie, I'm expecting some great things from you growing up. And that's what I'm expecting from our squad. I'm still expecting some great things. So, and Grandfather Johnson, that's for you. I'm expecting some great things from these guys. And so they get paid the millions of bucks to figure it out. So figure it out.
I hear you, and I hope that they can figure it out. It ain't a strategy. I need them to actually see and do something. And right now, I just don't know what to expect from these guys. They were supposed to have a walkthrough on Monday, and DQ said, "No, we're not doing a walkthrough." Listen to him real quick.
A lot of that, what I saw, that wasn't us, and that bothered me. And so today is our time to get to the truth, why. So I took a long time. I went through a lot of plays, and I didn't feel like we played complementary football. I said that felt in disarray.
That felt in disarray. They got to fix it.
Once again, yet another reason why you have to play these guys. Who's
they're
available?
Not playing this week. They're not going to play in the Ravens game.
I know they're not, but they're going to play in this joint practice. But it goes back to what we've always said: the only way to learn football is to play football. So here we are back again. So if we only win 5 games, the way the pundits are saying, then God dang it, I don't want to hear that. But if that's the case, 0-17 or 17-0, bro.
I know. We're there regardless. We'll get our new Fanatics jerseys with the season ticket holder patches on them and go from there.
Oh, you're already claiming that for 27, huh? You're claiming it.
I mean, I'm not going anywhere. We do have to figure out what these PSLs are going to cost us and how much I can get for my kidney. But 7.5 wins is the over-under. And before Allegretti went down, all this other stuff, I'm taking the over. Right now, I don't know if I'm taking that over right now. I might change my tune come week 1 if guys are back. But right now, 7.5 looks like a mighty tall task, bro.
Those guys are going to be back. They're going to be back. Well, hey, I hear the music playing, which lets me know that we are bringing another episode of the DMV Mess Hall to a close. As I always say, you rep it hard, or you don't rep it at all. TT, RC, we gone.